freedom for all.
Radio for all.
You are now live with the Humble Prince on Sahara FM Radio. Yeah. Yeah, guess who's Bazak? Live with the Humble Prince on Sahara FM Radio. We'd like to thank everybody for tuning in so far. Had a great show. We just interviewed Miss Nigeria USA Beauty Pageant, Vanessa Afogo, who's representing Edo State. So remember to check them out. Go to their website, MissNigeriaUSA.eventbrite.com for tickets and everything. But right now, I have a good friend of mine coming all the way from Maryland. This guy, good guy. You know, it's a shame that he's a Manchester City fan, but you know, he has other good qualities about him. But right now, I'd like to welcome to Live with the Humble Prince, Mr. Yinka George, all the way from Maryland. Yeah, Yinka, are you there?
Oh, I'm here. I made it. Mama made it. Big time.
Yinka, thank you so much for joining us, man. I appreciate it. How's everything?
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, hello, Yinka. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. There's a slight delay when you're speaking, though, so I don't know if that's me or that's you.
Oh, that's going to be normal, man. Yeah, so I'll just give you some time to respond. Thank you so much. So, real quick, again, thank you for joining us on the show. I really, really appreciate it. So, just want to ask you real quick, what did you think about the Nigerian election?
I really thought the Nigerian election was really good. I thought it was a big step. I think a lot of people got caught up in the fact that, you know, Buhari was president before for 2 years and, you know, in a coup, and that, you know, this dictator is coming back. But I didn't view it as such. I mean, people change. He didn't seem like he had the same views that he had as a military man as he does as a civilian. So for me, I thought that was different. And I do remember, I mean, I wasn't that old, but I do remember life under Buhari. You know, people followed law. It was orderly. You know, there was no corruption. Did he do things the hard way? Did some journalists get jailed? Yeah. I also don't believe that a Western way of governance is necessarily applies to the way we do things in Nigeria. So for me, I viewed it as a change. And plus the main thing that people miss is that we transition from one democratically elected leader to another one. That rarely happens in Africa. And that, to me, that was something huge. That was a momentous event that, you know, you can't really take away from what was happening. So for me, I view it as a plus, and the rest is yet to be known. What he does as a president, I mean, we'll see it in the long term. But for me, I thought it was a huge step. I feel like it's hard to do worse than the guy that just left. So not saying he didn't have some good qualities. Yes, there were some economic improvements under Jonathan, but I feel like in terms of security, I don't think he did a good job. So we're yet to see what Buhari is going to do, but I have hope. You know, that's the one thing you can have towards a new government, and you have to work with that government to help them advance the goals and the vision they have for their country. So I thought it was a positive.
Yeah, definitely. Like I agree with most of everything you said, man. And you know, it's not just the job of the government; the people also have to play their part as well. So that's one thing we have to do. But I think it was a victory for democracy. So Yinka, again, thank you for joining us on the show. And you know, one thing I really wanted to talk to you about, and you know, you and I spoke about this behind the scenes and everything, was you know, I think we have a domestic violence problem in Nigeria, and what really touched me was recently where, you know, I was reading the story where this man beat his wife and the wife died 2 days later. We've heard of stories like that throughout Nigeria. I mean, let's you know, domestic violence takes place all over the world. I just want to put that out there. It happens here in the United States, but I think the United States, we at least have laws that keep people in check. And you know that if you put your hand on a woman, you're probably going to be in jail, right? So in Nigeria, they say they have laws, but I don't think these laws are enforced. So one thing I want to do is to try to create awareness, and I don't know if we can completely eradicate it for now, but I think the more we talk about it, the more we hold other men accountable, I think we can at least reduce it. And just, you know, it's not, like I said, it's just a campaign. It's not an NGO or anything, but I just want us to keep the conversation going, right? So I wanted to ask you, what ways do you think we could achieve this to reduce domestic violence?
Man, that's a tough one. I've been thinking about this since we spoke on the phone.
Right.
domestic violence as it pertains to Nigeria for me, and I try to do do a little bit of research before I come into, a situation where I'm talking about something, just to be knowledgeable on what you're talking about. And I try to do some research and pull up some numbers that I realize these are not going to make sense. We don't keep those kind of data in Nigeria about who's domestically abusing their wives, and we don't even do that good of a job here in America keeping that kind of data. But it's way better than we have in Nigeria. So the perspective I have is from living there and seeing how life is, and we have it's a very male-dominated society in Nigeria. Yeah. And not just from the aspect of, finance, but, just everything. Like, it's just male-dominated, where the man, his role is it's changing now. Let me put it this way. It's changing now, but from where it began, you have to go to the beginning and see how the role the man plays, where he's doing everything and he feels like he has all this power because maybe he's paying the rent or the mortgage or whatever it be, that he has so much power. So for him, a woman talking to him or disrespecting him automatically sets off like a light bulb, like, how dare you disrespect me? I'm a man. And because the male species is naturally stronger, maybe not in every circumstance, there tends to be a situation where the man, his first reaction is just to lash out, to hit, to slap. And it's always been a problem. And if there really isn't an accountability to that, because for the most part, when a guy abuses his wife, it's usually the family that gets involved, the wife's family or his family. They come and they start begging him, and then they lambast the wife and say, why were you, talking back to him, or why were you being disrespectful? Exactly. So it's very hard without accountability, without there being some repercussion to his actions, which there never is. It's not like the police is going to come and arrest him or do anything crazy like that. So they get away with it. So there's no incentive or no reason to change their behavior. So I don't know. I don't know where you start from, but I think it probably starts maybe even with the new government, the new administration, where there's there's a lot more emphasis on, if you beat up your wife, you are going to go to jail, or there will be some kind of punishment for this action that you've just done. So I feel like that's where you start. There has to be some repercussion for doing something like that. Are there situations where the woman provokes a situation? Of course, I'm not going to deny that, because I don't want this to be a male bashing thing where the male, I've never believed in that view where you always blame the male for whatever is wrong. But I feel like it's like the excessive force thing with the police, where, the man naturally at his disposal is that extra strength that he possesses, physical strength, where he can use it at any moment, and it's up to him to really control that behavior. Right. Like, for you to push that boundary where you say, I'm going to go over the edge and I'm going to slap this woman, I'm going to assault her because she insulted me and I'm a man, how dare you? Exactly. So I put the onus on the guy because he's stronger. He has to be, limited in his response, and I probably can put this in my relationship with my wife. In the beginning, I mean, again, we're talking about America versus Nigeria, so it's going to be different. Right. But in the beginning of our marriage, we were strong-willed people, so when we would have arguments, it was just so heated. We'd get in each other's face, they were shoving, and it took a long time. And for me, talking to my pastor is actually what helped me out, because he let me know, like, everybody goes through this. Everybody has, nobody's relationship is perfect. Everybody has arguments, and, some people go over the edge. But it's up to you to figure out what you want to do in that moment. Do you want to say, look, I am going to walk away from this? It takes a bigger person to just walk away and say, you know what? I don't need this to escalate. We can come back to this later, and I'm just going to walk away. Exactly. That's very hard to do for a lot of guys, and I understand. But for me, it was major for me, because we rarely, we do argue, but we rarely get to the point where, we're pushing each other or we're in each other's face. Like, that's extreme. So I'd rather just walk away than deal with that. Exactly. So, right. So for me, it's very different. But as far as Nigerians pertain, I feel like there has to be some accountability. If you're going to put your hands on your wife, there has to be some something that happens to you.
Some kind of repercussion.
Yes, that happens to you for doing it.
Right.
That's the only way it really is going to change, because, like I said, other than that, you just have families talking about how don't do this, don't do that. Or why did you say that? That's why you got slapped.
Exactly. You know, let me ask you a question. I know we have to round up soon. They're telling me in the back, but just two more questions before we leave. I wanted to ask you, for a woman that's going through a situation like this where her husband's putting their hands on her, what advice would you give that woman? Like, give the woman advice like she was your daughter.
In Nigeria, I would say, I mean, the first step, like I said, since the family plays a huge role, you go to the family and you let them know how urgent, you know, it is what's happening to you. That it's not a simple thing of, you know, maybe he just, you know, pushed me. Like, he's physically beating me up, and it's damaging every part of me as a woman. And you guys really need to get involved. And like I said, I don't know about like the security system, how you can go to the police, you know, and you know what happens if you do, but it has to start with the government. The government has to put an emphasis on it. And, you know, something I like is, you know, your interview with the vice president that you had, where you guys talk about a lot of things. And I feel like maybe you can use that avenue to reach out and say, you know, there has to be more done in this regard, where a man, you know, beats up his wife. There has to be some accountability. So it has to start with law, the laws governing domestic abuse. And I feel like that's what I feel like. Go to the family first, you know, tell them how this guy's beating you up, and then, you know, see what other actions you can take as far as the law is concerned.
Yeah. Yinka, thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate you joining us. This is something I want to keep the dialogue going. I want to keep you, so please, I'll definitely be welcoming you back. We're actually shooting a PSA soon, and hopefully I'd like to get you involved in that. This is something I definitely want to see, and it's something I'm definitely taking very serious. I appreciate it. But again, before you go, you know, one thing I like though, sorry, before you know, when you were giving advice, you gave us personally, like what you were going through. So I really appreciate that, because, you know, some people think, you know, everything is just peaches and cream, but, you know, it's real out there.
I feel like that's the thing. You have to personalize these things, because people just think you're just talking in generalities. It doesn't really apply. But if you personalize it, people can make a connection and say, oh, you know what? I'm going through that, you know, maybe I can change and do something different.
Exactly. And like you said, man, do these women drive us crazy sometimes? Yes, it doesn't mean we don't love them, but they do.
I mean, my wife ain't home now, so you know, I can talk practice, but she be driving crazy. But so, don't tell her I said that.
Exactly. So my advice to men is, please, man, whatever they're doing, just take a walk, man. Just walk away. Come back.
Walk outside. That's what I did. Just walk away. Be like, look, I'm just going to walk away. I'm not going to put my hands on you. I'm just going to walk out this house.
Exactly. So putting your hands on them is not an excuse. So, Yinka, again, thank you for joining us, man. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out or acknowledge? Please, the floor is yours.
I want to give a shout out to Abby. I want to give a shout out to Joaquin for dogging me. Don't dog me, dog. And TJ Fash, I got to meet that dude. That's a smart dude, man. I like his posts. I like what he talks about.
Really?
Obviously, my wife. Yeah, TJ, man. I mean, he has an opposing view, and I like that. I don't like everybody just being, you know, liberals have a one-track mind, and I like his view. Like, he goes both ways. I like that. Yeah. Ducky, funny guy, wife, kid, everybody. Love y'all.
Yeah, what about?
This was great. I don't know.
No shout out to Lolu.
Lou doesn't. I hope Lou's watching. If he's watching, shout out to him. I don't know. He's probably at work or something.
Yeah, fantastic, man. Well, the video's going to be up, man. That's what I'm telling you. We're going to put the video up soon.
Oh, put the video up, man. I'm good. Oh, I read too. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Team of Rivals. I don't read that much. But, you know,
put it up. Let me see.
Yeah, Team of Rivals, man. That's the only book I ever read in my life.
Okay.
When I left school, that was the only book I ever read.
Fantastic, man. Well, better luck to Man City. Ugh.
Man, we're not going to talk about soccer. You know I'm going to go off. So don't talk about my team. Don't nobody talk about my team.
Yeah. Let's give Yinka George a round of applause, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. So, guys, we're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we're going to be joined by the managing partner of the Denda Group. And, of course, everybody knows him as the most interesting man. We're talking about Ernest Danjuma Carter. We're going to be talking about the recently completed Face Africa Gala, his new venture, the Denda Group, and we'll be talking about the Nigerian election and, of course, how we can end domestic violence in Nigeria. Live with the Humble Prince. We'll be right back.